All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 28th of March, and I emailed you this morning a folder that has the Chapter 7 pretest in it again, plus the HTML, CSS files you'll need for the pretest, and a couple of empty, other than the comments, JavaScript files. Okay. I'm going to spend about 15 minutes trying to go over what I would like you to accomplish in this test. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do the pretest for you from scratch, just the JavaScript portion. And Thursday you will take the chapter 6 and 7 hands-on test. As always, the test will be emailed to you by 7 a.m. and it'll be due by midnight that evening. Friday will be our typical lab day with no taping done. All right, next week we're going to be going over the jQuery portion of the class, which is chapters 8, 9, 10, and 11. There'll be quite a bit of lecture next week, and we only meet 4 days next week because we're off for the Good Friday observance. Your chapters 6 and 7 written test, labs, and homework are due this Sunday, April 2nd. Your chapters 8, 9, 10, and 11 jQuery written test, labs, and homework will be due by midnight on the 16th. Again, there will be no class a week from Friday for the Good Friday observance. Okay. So what did I send you this morning? Well, I sent you this. All right. And basically, if you open it up, and this is what I'll start with tomorrow, but I'm going to show you the end product in a minute. There's one CSS file, and I was just playing around, so I'm sure it could be very much optimized, but there are images in here. This is for the guessing game if you're average. This is the guessing game if you are an expert. The guessing game if for some reason there'd be an error condition. The guessing game if you're a novice. And then for the BMI, underweight, optimal weight, overweight, and obese. All right, so you've got those two. Again, the JavaScript files have only the comments in explaining what you're supposed to do. And you've got a BMI.html and a game.html file. So again, I'm going to be working with the one that I've already finished. And here it is. Now I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So my picture might look a little, part of it might be cut off, but I want to make sure you can see it. Now, here and replace or add these two red asterisks in here. Also notice I've made both these fields number fields, and I made this a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 96, and this a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 777. Now, what's supposed to happen is if either one of these are left blank or are out of range, all right, in fact, if they're left blank, I'm going to just start by leaving this blank. And notice it says height out of range, OOR. And within 5 seconds, it clears back and it goes back to what it was. Now, if I do this, that's a valid height, but even with the weight, it still does the same thing, but it says weight out of range. All right, and again, boom, it snaps back. If you put in values again that are literally out of range, like for a height 1111 and a weight 1111, you calculate again, you get the height out of range, and both fields will clear in 5 seconds and you're back there. All right, so let's take a look at when you do put valid values in here. So if I put in here 72 and 111, then what happens is I get all my stuff and I get this underweight guy here. But again, within 5 seconds, it disappears. If I do a 72 with 166, I think that person is fit. So they're optimal weight. And again, it'll disappear. 72, and let's make it about 199. They're overweight. So you can see that. And then finally, for someone who's obese, 72 and 333, calculate, and it says obese. And again, boom, it'll disappear. All right. Again, if I do this, let's just say I put in this and this, and I change my mind. I can click reset form too. All right. So very quickly looking, I think I've covered everything that's on here, but add the red asterisk as a span element. And I believe I've already put that in. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, in your HTML file. So in the file that you got, not the one that I'm using with the completed project, but I believe in here, there's the one for the height, and there's the one for the weight. All right. So you've got those. After clicking on the calculate button, if there is a height error, change that red asterisk to height OOR, have that disappear after 5 seconds, have anything that might be in the height text box disappear, have this change back to an asterisk, all right? And also set the height OOR message as a constant in your program code. Then do the same thing for the weight. In other words, if you put in a weight that's out of range, all right, the asterisk should change to weight OOR, all right? And after 5 seconds, it should set the focus back to the weight text box, remove anything in there, change that weight OOR back to a red asterisk, and just like with the height OOR, set the weight OOR message as a string constant in your code. If there is no height error and there is no weight error, do the BMI calculation as usual, and really that asterisk should disappear. All right. Along with the BMI, then display the corresponding picture shown in the attached folder. So either underweight, optimal weight, overweight, or obese. Finally, after 5 seconds, have all that stuff disappear. And also, I didn't put it in here, but it should make sense. And that is the, sorry, I'm a little squirrely about some of this stuff. What does that button say? The button says reset form. The reset form button should be operational as well. All right, now I didn't put that in there, but I expect you to be able to understand that. All right, so that's the first one. So let's take a look then at the second one, and I'm going to go and bring it up right away. Make sure. All right, so for the second one, which is the guessing game, let's bring that one up. And again, notice there's now a red asterisk there. And if I don't put anything in there, don't worry about that. This is when I was debugging it. It says non-numeric guess or non-number guess. If I put in something that's out of range, it says guess OOR, whether it's too big or, on the upside or too little on the downside. Okay. And again, after 5 seconds, that should disappear and this should go back to the asterisk. If I put in 50 here and I make a guess, was too high and there's one guess. So boom, after 5 seconds, it clears out. I'll put in 25. And it says that was too high as well. I've now made 2 guesses. 12, that was too low. So I know right now it's between 13 and 24. All right, so let's try 18. And it says that was too low. So it's between 18 and 20 or 19 and 24. Let's try 22. That was too high. So it's either 21, 20, or 19. Whoops, should have been 20. That was too low, so it probably is 21, but it could be 22, I guess, as well. So 21, there it was. Again, I just have that up there as I'm going to remove that by tomorrow. And you'll notice that was average. It took 7 guesses. I'm going to see if I can do it again. And this will be a new game, so let's try 50 again. That was too low. Let's see if I can guess it in just a few guesses. 75. That was too low. Let's try 87. That's too low. 94. That was too high. In fact, let's take extra this time. So I'm just going to put in 94. Let's put it 93. I know that's too high, but I'm going to guess it a few times on purpose. 93. That's 6 guesses. 93. That's 7 guesses. 93. That's 8 guesses. 93. That's 9 guesses. I'm going to make one more wrong guess on purpose. 93. So that's 10 guesses that were all wrong. So I'm going to try to change this to 90. That was too high, so let's try 88. That's correct. It says novice or beginner. All right. Typically, it takes me at least 6 tries, but I'll try it again anyway. So let's say 50. That was too high. 25. That was too low. So I know it's between there. Let's see. Hopefully I can get lucky here. That was too high. That was too high. That was too high. So it looks like it's 26. All right. And again, I was average. So looking at the instructions then for this, again, add the red asterisk. It's already been added for you as a span element. That's the only one that's in here. If you don't put any guess in there at all, change that asterisk from a red asterisk to the words non-numeric guess or non-number sign guess. All right, this message should disappear after 5 seconds. Anything that's in the text box, and there really won't be anything, should disappear. Should reset the focus back to the guess text box, set the message back to the red asterisk. All right, again, the non-number guess message should be set as a string constant in your code. Then you're going to do a similar thing here. All right, but that is if you if you put in a guess that's out of range. So neither one of these should count, just like last time. If you put a non-numeric guess in, or you put in a guess that's out of range, being less than 1 or greater than 100, the guess should not count. But if you put in something non-numeric, you should get the non-number sign guess. And if you put in a guess that's out of range, again, either less than 1 or greater than 100, that red asterisk should change to a guess OOR. That message should disappear after 5 seconds. Reset the focus back to the guess text box. Remove anything in the guess text. Change that message that says guess OOR back to a red asterisk. Finally, then, set the guess OOR message again as a string constant in your code. All right, along with the correct number of guesses, once they guess correctly, all right, you should put in the corresponding picture. So if they get it within 5 guesses, you'll put in the picture expert, 6 to 10 average, and greater than 10 novice. But after 5 seconds, that image should disappear. The total number of guesses should disappear. The guess status, high, low, or correct should disappear, and the guess itself should disappear. You should set the focus back to the guess text box and set your error message back to a red asterisk. So again, that's it. But the last thing I want to say again, one more time, you've already heard it, and that is the rest of the period today, because I'm finished. All right. So the rest of the period today is for you to work on this pretest. All right, I've just finished going over the pretest instructions right now. Tomorrow, I'll go over the pretest and build the JavaScript portion from scratch. So I'm going to use the same file you have. All right. Thursday will be the chapter 6 and 7 hands-on test. It'll be emailed out to you by 7 a.m. and due by midnight. Friday will be a lab day with no taping done. Next week, we will be going over the JavaScript portion of the class. I'm sorry, the JavaScript jQuery, which is a JavaScript library. So I'm going to lecture on chapters 8, 9, 10, and 11. I don't know if I'll do one chapter a day, if I'll do 2 on Monday and 2 on Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. All right. Finally, remember your homework for chapters 6 and 7, your written tests, labs, and homework are due by midnight this Sunday. Your stuff that we'll start on next week, chapters 8 through 11, will be due 2 weeks from Sunday. And finally, there will be no class on Friday for 7 due to the Good Friday observance. I'll be online all morning, so if you have questions, feel free to email me. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day.